Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Inspire. Today I'm going to dive into my thoughts and views on one of the most controversial topics, pro-life versus pro-choice. Now before we get started, I'm going to send you off to a small video clip of Charlie Kirk in tribute to his loss.
When does life begin?
I guess you're born out of your mom's womb.
Okay, what if you were born at 28 weeks? That's okay?
I mean, you can't be born at 28 weeks, right?
Yeah, you can. You can.
You can?
She was born at 28 weeks. It's called a cesarean section. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, got it. So it's called a C-section, right? It's actually 1/4 of all deliveries in America are done by cesarean section. So let me ask you, fingerprint, heartbeat, brain waves, how is that not a life?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know. Exactly. Don't you think it's important then to protect every life, regardless of how bad you want that life gone?
What if they got like sex trafficked and then like they had a kid but they didn't want it? Is that still like not okay?
So there's no such thing as an unwanted human being in this country. We have twice as many people on the adoption list than we have abortions in this country. The language you are using of unwanted is no different than eugenics or Nazi Germany, correct?
Yep.
So you would agree with Hitlerian eugenics when it comes to pregnancies?
Yep.
Okay. Your position is clear. Thank you very much.
You changed my life. Thank you.
Hey everybody, what is up? How's everyone doing today? It's good to be back for another video. It's been a while. I think it's probably been about 2 weeks since I made my last video, which I do apologize. I'm trying to balance life and making videos at the same time, which could sometimes be challenging, especially when you have a lot going on. But I'm trying my best, and hopefully I can bring you guys more videos more frequently. But today I'm going to dive into my thoughts and views on the topic of pro-life versus pro-choice. And for those of you that don't know, I'm pro-life. Like Charlie, I believe that all life is precious. I believe that everyone deserves a shot at life. And I believe as long as you're mature enough to have sex, then you should also be mature enough to be prepared for the responsibility that might come from sex. So anyways, if we look at the biological definition of life, it says in biology, life is generally defined by certain characteristics: growth, metabolism, response to stimuli, and the ability to reproduce. Pro-choice people will try to make the argument that it's not life until there's a heartbeat, or that the child is out of the mother. I make the argument that life begins at conception, and here's why. At conception, a zygote, which is a fertilized egg, is already growing, metabolizing nutrients, and directing its own development, meeting the basic biological criteria for life as explained in the definition I gave you guys. If we go back to the definition, what do you see? Growth, metabolism, the characteristics which make it life. I would also like to bring up the fact that the presence in a complete unique human DNA sequence in a zygote is proof of life, and not just potential life, but actual biological life. Because you see, a zygote contains a full set of unique human DNA. That DNA determines every physical trait, from eye color to sex to blood type to even parts of personality potential. And because this DNA is different from both parents, it's not just another cell from the mother or the father. It's a new, unique, individual member of the human species. So that's biological evidence. Now let's look at biblical evidence. Psalm 139:13-16. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Your eyes saw my unformed body. This suggests that God is personally involved in shaping human life from its very earliest point, using the word unformed body. Now let me show you another verse. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. This emphasizes God's knowledge and relationship with a person even before birth, sometimes taken as life begins at conception. Now let me show you another verse. Job 31:15. Did not he who make me in the womb make them? Did not the same one from us both within our mothers? Job acknowledges that God is the one who forms people in the womb, suggesting that life and identity begin under God's hand at that earliest stage. I'm going to show you one more verse. Deuteronomy 30:19. Now choose life so that you and your children may live. So there you go, everyone. God wants you to choose life. Choose life so that your children may live. And remember, God is the ultimate creator, not you. And God always plans things early. So, I want to get into a common argument that pro-choice people make, that if God allows the death of children, like let's say from illness or starvation, then why isn't it okay to allow abortion? And I'm going to give you my take on it. First of all, a child dying from cancer or starvation is tragic. But it's not the result of someone choosing to end that child's life. Abortion, by contrast, involves an intentional decision to end a developing human life. Moral difference: allowing death versus directly causing death. Now, Christian theology teaches that when sin entered the world, death and suffering became part of the human condition. God tolerates these temporary realities while working toward ultimate redemption, the restoration of creation. In that view, physical suffering is tragic, but not meaningless. And God can still bring good out of it. I mean, look at Charlie Kirk's death, for instance. It was horrific. It was horrible. But look what it did. It changed so many lives. We have atheists becoming Christians. We have people from the left moving to the right. It exposed a lot of evil, those which celebrated his death, those who are mocking his death. So even though his death was horrible and tragic, there was good that came out of it. And that's the power that comes from God. He can do that. And just remember, life isn't over for Charlie. He's up in paradise, having a great old time. And he gets to live that life forever. Now, the other thing I would like to bring up is God gives humans the freedom to choose, even when those choices bring harm. That's the purpose of free will. The existence of evil or suffering doesn't mean God wants it. It means he values freedom enough to allow it. So, basically, God lets us choose. But he also calls us to choose life and compassion, not destruction. So just remember that, it's there's a complete difference between you purposely volunteering to end a life and God allowing it to happen. You're not God. He has a plan. He can actually twist bad things and make them good. You don't have that power. That's not your choice to make. Now, like I said, you do have the freedom of choice. So to an extent, yes, you do have, the free will to make that choice. But God doesn't want you to make that choice, is my point. So, basically, from a Christian perspective, every human life, has value. Every human life has value because we are all made in God's image. And that belief doesn't disappear just because life is fragile or painful. Instead, it strengthens the call to protect and care for every human being, including the unborn and those suffering from illness or poverty. So, anyways, I think I'm going to end this video there, and if you guys have any questions, I want you to put your questions in the comments. And like I said, I'm trying to bring out my views, and I want you to bring out your views as well. So question me. I want you to. So in the comments, if you have any rebuttals to what I said, then put them in the comments, and I will come out with a video with a response. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you would like to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button. And other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you all.
To sing God's praise.